Okay, today we are here talking about hot topic. Andre 3000 dropped an album. Everybody's calling it the Flute album. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, should he have made it? Did the street need bars? Is this respected? Is this just completely whack as fuck? And the first person I'm gonna actually throw it to is Tone. What are your thoughts, man? What are your thoughts on this Andre 3000 project?
My thoughts on the Andre 3000 album that nobody asked for, that has been 17 years in the making, is that, no, that's what people call it, the album. I didn't make that up. But yeah, it's been 17 years since he's put out an album, and to come back with a flute album is very audacious. But I respect it because, well, the man says that he's uninspired to rap. So I think I'd rather hear him doing something that he's passionate about as opposed to just going through the motions with rap music. I can't say that I've made it all the way through the album yet. I've played it maybe 4 or 5 times right before I go to sleep. And it puts me right to sleep. I think that's the aim. I think it's supposed to be calming and soothing and relaxing, and that it is. But to be honest, I saw him say somewhere that he doesn't really know what he's doing. He doesn't know the notes he's playing, and I agree. I don't think he can play. I won't say that he's terrible, because I can't really tell because it's masked by a lot of other things, a lot of other instruments. But if you were to set a chart in front of him and ask him to read it, he wouldn't know how to do that. I'm not sure that he can play a tune. Like if you told him to play a jazz standard, I don't think he could do that. And to me, that's the mark of a musician. Not that he isn't a musician, but not a musician that I would really pay money to go see or really put my money to go listen to his project. It's on streaming, so that's cool. I've seen the vinyls going for like $70+, and I think it's 2 LPs.
Okay.
But still, that's outrageous. I'm not paying that kind of money for nobody's album. I'm not paying it. It's not an import. It is an American album. I'm not paying you $70, $80, $90 for one album.
What's your take, Doug?
Where do I start? Okay. So I realized that Andre 3000 is an artist. He has a right to display that art however he likes. Mm-hmm. Okay. That being said, I think it's terrible, flat out. And I've seen other people on social media talking about, well, it's an art form. It's his expression of the art. Again, I'm with that 1,000%. And people are like, I like the album. And I'm like, my first thing, and I talked with my brother about this the other day. And he said to me, do you like it because it's Andre 3000 playing the flute? Did he make you a fan of flute music? Mm-hmm. Are you a flautist? All of a sudden love it because I got some Herbie Mann you can listen to. But if I play that in my set, you'd be probably bothered. I want to see your Yanni and your Enya collection as well, because the spa waiting room music is what I thought when the first note is what I thought. Oh, this is the stuff that I would listen to in a spa waiting room. Mm-hmm. And quite frankly, one of the things that I do not like, again, let me say it again, Andre 3000 is an artist. I recognize that. He has a right to express that art however he wants to, just like Romare, Beard, and Gregory Porter. Any of those folks are all artists. However, there is a such thing as bad art, right?
Some people would disagree, but I think so.
The way I test that theory is, I'm a big Prince fan. Y'all Prince fans, right?
Right.
Is Chaos and Disorder in your top 10?
Terrible. It's the worst Prince album ever.
Correct. Prince knew it was bad. Prince knew it was terrible. He did it for contractual obligations, right? So what I'm saying is there is a such thing as bad art. And that is the way I test that theory or that statement. And again, it's in the eye or ear in this case, because it's music. It's in the ear of the beholder. I'm cool with that. But I don't like the idea that when you put out something that's bad, people go, "Oh, well, it's art. You don't understand it." I'm not an imbecile. I'm not a dummy. I'm not a musical dummy.
Right.
Look, man, I don't know how to get a rocket off the ground. I can't. That's not my forte, and I'm not interested. I'm sure if I read up on it, I could figure it out.
Can I jump in for a
Yes,
second?
sir. Yes, sir.
Going back to the bad art conversation that you were talking about in regards to Chaos and Disorder, Prince's album that he recorded for Warner Brothers, trying to get out of the contract.
Correct.
It's really bad. It's really bad to us, and I think there may be 3 songs that I like on the whole thing.
Yeah.
But some generations of Prince fans really love that album. They really love a lot of the albums that we think are bad Prince albums. So bad art is relative.
You're right. Granted, there are some folks out there who are going to say, no, Chaos and Disorder is top 5, my top 1. I'm with that, but I'm like, and the thing is, we know Prince in particular, especially, was always pushing the envelope. His whole thing, in several interviews I've read where he said, "Oh, that last album, it's just that. It's the last album. I got no ties to that album whatsoever." And this dude was up at 3 o'clock in the morning calling this band like, "Yo, let's get together and let's play some tunes." However, if that man knew that that wasn't good, then why can't I say the same thing? Again, Andre 3000 has not said that, right? He put it out here. He put it out to the universe, and that's the other thing. Of course, had he kept this in his bedroom and it got leaked, that would be a different story to me. He put it out there, so it now becomes part of the world. We get to critique it. It's not a good album. The thing is, he doesn't have to rhyme. He doesn't have to rap. We already knew that he wasn't just going to stay in his rap window, right?
Yeah.
Because we heard that on Speaker Box and Love Below. Hey Ya, he was basically singing. Other artists have done the same thing. Anderson .Paak started out basically as a hip hop artist that could play drums really well and was doing, and he kind of graduated to singing and rhyming. So that's not unheard of. That's not what I'm not speaking against that at all. But this is not, as far as I'm concerned, this is not good, and he doesn't have to be rhyming on it. But
so I put out a post on Facebook, and I was very defensive of Andre 3000. My thoughts have evolved even since I made the post, Doug, even hearing you two guys talk about it right now, and I respect you guys from a musical standpoint. I always equate things to the DJ world, even when they don't apply, because my experience is so hardcore in the DJ world. And I defended Andre 3000's right to make it and right to express.
yes,
Because I know what the streets wanted to hear. I know what the streets were expecting. But I put out a post just yesterday that said, thank God he didn't put something out for the streets, because the streets is what got us in this terrible fucking condition to begin with.
Wow.
Right? I thought about all the ignorance, all the dumb shit, all the degradation of our people, of women, drug culture, what we glorify in the streets. And I said, this is an evolved, intelligent artist, human being that said, I have nothing to say for the streets. Right? So I just said in my mind, I said, yeah, fuck the streets. And I'm guilty. I'm such a hypocrite, because in my early days, I played NWA. I love Dope Man. I love all of the Cube stuff, all of the bitches, the motherfuckers, shit. Now that's what I'm screaming. Right?
Man, I got stories for you about
Sawed off,
this
hauled
very
off.
exact
Sawed
thing.
off, hauling the bodies out. Oh, loved it. Play it louder. But then as we evolve, and I'm a father, and I say, damn, we consume that stuff. And a lot of people took, and I'm a criminal defense attorney, a lot of them motherfuckers took that literally, yeah. Now that's what I'm saying. I got clients that literally did that, right? And so you see how it negatively impacted our culture. So then when I get a weirdo, a cool, funky weirdo like Dre, you know, where he's doing different types of stuff, I'm almost defending him. But after hearing you guys talk, because I did listen to it, and
You stayed awake for the whole thing.
I didn't stay awake. I scrolled through, like I skimmed.
See, I can't do that.
I skimmed. I couldn't.
That's exactly what I did.
I skimmed through just to see, because I want to know what I was talking about. I didn't want to defend something I hadn't heard a note of it.
Right.
So I kind of skimmed through so I could at least say that I heard it. And I said, okay, well, this has its value. And yesterday, I had a deep cleaning done on my teeth. And they get the grind in, they put the shot in, they they put the laser on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
That's
like,
not
okay,
fun.
I want the flute album on. I don't want to listen to Bombs Over Baghdad while they got my mouth open. I'm like, oh, right. So I defended his artistic right to make it. And to get to a point, let's just agree that it's not anything brilliant musically, and he's not a flautist. And if we're talking about real flautists, you know, we're not gonna be talking about Andre's top 10.
But you mentioned something at the beginning of what you were just saying about the streets. The streets were going to get it regardless, right? Now, whether the streets accepted it or not, why is it that we have to make everything for the streets?
Thank you.
So
thank you for that part.
Because
I think that's more of a general term.
I
Not
get it.
necessarily street cats, but
no, I get it. But so the thing about the streets is they tend to be fickle, right?
Yeah.
So let's take, in the same kind of vein, let's take Drake, right? I'm not a Drake fan at all. My brother is. He's trying to convince me that like pre like blown up Drake is really dope. I just haven't taken the time to really dig into it. But
no comment.
all of a sudden, I figured I figured I could tell by the look on your face. Drake sampling Superman. All of a sudden now, the streets like Superman. Right. We've been playing.
Right.
I know Tone. That ain't necessarily Tone's lane.
Yeah, that's our lane.
But that's our. We've been playing that for 10 years.
Yep.
Right. So again,
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Right. So
This is the part when you sit out, because like when you guys talk about tunes, I don't know about. I sit over here quiet. Just be quiet.
Put me on. Somebody educate me.
Right. So let me tell you, he sampled is he South African?
I think so.
He sampled a DJ who it took the world by storm. It was a house tune, a soulful house tune called Superman. Can you be my Superman? And Drake sampled it for like the album before last or something like that. And people thought it was this. People
For the
thought
house album that Drake did.
people thought he had saved house.
Oh wow.
The streets
Yeah.
said that he had saved house. So what I'm saying is the streets was gonna get it anyway. Okay, so if you all of a sudden you a fan of flute music, is it because Andre 3000 did it? Because again, I got the Chicago theme. Hubert Laws has been a bad dude for 40 years. And he can play, he knows the notes. You know what I mean?
But check this out, Doug. People shitted on this flute album having not listened to it all the way. It was Dre announces there's an album coming out. They're expecting classic Dre. It comes out, it's flute. Everybody says garbage. I'm like, wait a minute. Even if it is garbage, you did not fucking listen to it. You're disappointed because it didn't fit the narrative, right? And so,
Yeah.
obviously, it didn't fit the narrative. And this is kind of. I'm trying to do my best to stay on topic, but he stepped out of his lane, right? And he has a right to do that, but
He's been stepping out.
He's been stepping out of his
He's
lane.
not obligated
Yeah.
to stay in any lane that we say he
Correct.
should stay in.
Yeah, and
I respect it.
I have a problem with so many people that were non-DJs. They step into the DJ lane, right?
Oh boy.
And that's a different show, right? That's a different show.
That's a whole different show.
That's a different show.
Oh man.
Shaq, oh, you a DJ. Snoop, you a DJ. Paris Hilton, you a DJ. Our beloved brother, Deion Cole, comedian, you a DJ, right? And so the
a lot of COVID DJs showed
a lot
up.
of COVID DJs showed up. And so the same standard applies. And we applaud them and they playing at the festivals and now they producers and producing DJs. That's a whole different show. So I'm going to just reel myself back
Go
in.
ahead.
If they can do that, Dre can make a fucking country and western album, right?
Yeah.
Has a right to make it. But if all the chords are wrong, when you well, that's if it's foul, then it's foul. So
Right.
I'm changing my opinion, Doug. My opinion is because I heard the thing about he should have never said I'm playing wrong notes because that fucked up my whole premise. My whole defense was gonna be based on art, right? But if you're telling me musically you can't play and you just fumbled around and it just kind of is, like Tone said, masked by other musicians, you are faking it, right? Like I have tunes that I've made. My keyboard skills are very limited. I can do some basic things. I back the fuck out when I know I can't do what I want to do, what I'm hearing, and I have a session musician play, and I have a keyboardist that's playing because I'm not going to offend the music. I had some shit in here, and one of my keyboards said, that's in the wrong key, that's a wrong note. And I'm like, man, but the shit sound good to me. That's how I want the bass line to go. I made that bass line. He said, you can't play this and then ask me to play
the
that.
dissonance.
The root, it's off. And
Yeah.
so I had to back off and say, okay, man, go ahead and correct it. And he rewrote my bass line. That wasn't my bass line, but he had to rewrite it because it wasn't musically, it was offensive
Correct.
to his ears.
Yeah.
And I was paying him. I knew he wanted to say, dude, this shit is garbage. I knew he wanted to say that, but he wanted to get paid for the session. So he politely told me, the shit you made was terrible. You can't, it's wrong. Like, it's wrong. Music is right. It's wrong. It's not creative, motherfucker. It's a wrong note. That's like trying to some motherfucker throwing off blends. That's not a creative way of blending. That's off. The beats
Right.
don't match. Your shit is foul.
So this is what I was saying.
I backed off.
This is what I was saying.
That's funny.
What I have a problem with is covering bullshit with the term it's art. You just don't
Yep.
get it.
Yep.
No, it's bad. Period. Fine. It's bad art. If it makes you feel better for me to say it's artistic, it's bad art. It doesn't. Is the art too high for me? Maybe.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a such thing as high art. I don't necessarily want a Jackson Pollock painting in my house because I can have a 5-year-old do that. Now, again, nothing against Jackson Pollock and the way that he painted. That just doesn't seem very artistic to me.
And
I get it.
describe that style for the listener.
I get it.
Here's
That's
what's
the
dope.
dripping,
Jackson Pollock.
yeah, the drippings and tossing of paint on canvases. basically.
Here's something really cool though. I'm always looking at deeper shit and bigger picture. Let's just say, fuck the music, right? Whether it's rap or flute or whatever. Dre is such a respected talent and he's so big that it's actually a conversation.
Right.
Because if somebody said 2 Chainz is coming out with a flute album or whatever, or me or you, nobody would give a flying fuck,
Not
right?
one.
The fact that we're having a conversation is because Dre, who he is, is that respected. The fact that you actually listened after you heard it was a flute album, the fact that we're posting about it and talking about it. That man is fucking incredible. That man is really fucking cool.
This kind of the problem. I won't say a problem. I just got to call bullshit on a little bit
Do
of
it, man.
Because he says that at 48, 49, however old he is,
Yeah.
that he doesn't have anything to say. Are you fucking kidding me? You don't have anything to say at your big ass age?
Well, especially when you got-
everything that you went through, everything that society's going through.
Wow.
We had the world shut down for 2 or 3 years. You ain't got nothing to talk about.
Bruh.
One of the most intelligent rappers to ever rap.
Correct.
You have nothing to say. Share this information, share this knowledge, share this wisdom with the streets.
Yep.
Share it. You have.
He
you
can
have
rap about
things
his
to say.
evolution. He can rap
Yes.
about his evolution.
What about the titles are paragraphs? The titles of the
Yeah.
songs.
Yeah.
Yo, you could have
Rhyme
again.
that shit.
It's not for us to tell this man
Right.
how to
Exactly.
how to exemplify his art. But to your point, all the stuff that you were rhyming about, again, you've evolved from players
Yeah,
balls
players ball,
and all
yeah.
that kind of stuff to sorry Miss Jackson, all that kind of stuff. We understand that as people get older you tend to view the world a little bit differently. You're not running the same way you did when you were 20.
Mm-hmm.
You know, was it when I was a child, I spoke as a child, was that old proverb, right?
Yeah.
He's 40 something years old, he's 48, right? And this may even bleed into the idea that's been kind of floating around too, is people have this idea that like hip hop is almost like a finite type of age range, that like after 30 you washed up.
Yeah, I hate
or 35 or whatever you
I hate
washed
that
up.
narrative.
Right? So again, and completely reckless, folks, completely reckless speculation. Maybe he just felt like when he says he doesn't have any inspiration, maybe he just don't want to compete. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. He wanted to get some music out instead. This is the way he did it. And again, you evolve. I can't listen. I selectively listen to certain tunes in my car at a high volume now. If I do a show, if I do a set somewhere in this house, particularly if it's house, when I get in the car, I'm not listening to house music at a high volume. Now, when I was 25, keep the party going. I'm 51, man. My ears don't like that. When I get in the car after a set, hey man, let me turn on some Incognito, turn on maybe some Hubert Laws.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So some Smokey, something that's going to be a little bit softer on my ears than what I heard. So this is how we evolve, right? Most of us do. You don't do the things that you used to do.
Right.
I just wanted to make this 100% clear. I support his decision to release this album. I really respect his wishes to do whatever the hell he wants to do with his art. And truth be told, I actually like what I heard. I just haven't heard much of it because I keep falling asleep to it. But what I don't like is I feel like he has a cheat code because he's Andre 3000, so he can do whatever the hell he wants to do and not really be good at it.
Yep.
He's not that great at instruments, from what I can tell. He did a guitar solo on a Rick Ross album a few years ago, and is the worst guitar solo you've ever heard in your life. He's not that great of a musician, but you know, if you put enough people around him, you can get something going.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, I'm a fan. I'm still a fan of Andre 3000, but this album is
in a class by itself.
Some people can get away with this. He's one of few that could get away with this.
Facts.
And he's doing really record numbers as far as streaming goes. He's outstreamed like all the albums that came out this year, all the hip hop albums that came out this year.
But it's not a hip hop album.
It's not. It's not at all. But he's a hip hop artist and he has that cachet. So
let's talk about, because I'm cool on the Andre 3000. I thought I was going to say a lot more, and after listening to you guys, I think I have a lot less to say. I'm able to defend my position, and I was prepared to highly defend the album and Andre. But I can be persuaded when I listen to facts, where I listen to reason. I'm not so caught up in how I feel that I can't be persuaded. I love intelligence. I get turned on when I hear, ooh, that's, yeah. You know,
pause.
It's like a hot tune. Like, oh, wait a minute, that's a good point. You know what I mean? Like, you want to be flexible with your opinions. So you just said something that I want to grab from and address this topic. You said, I feel like because he's Andre 3000, he has the cheat code. And what you're saying is that once you are so big,
I had another point. Go ahead, though.
Once you are so big and you have notoriety, you can do things, you're allowed to do things that you otherwise would not have been able to do or would not have been ready to do.
Absolutely.
And that was to my point, and keep your point in mind. That was to my point with what I wanted to talk to you guys about. Celebrity having the cheat code, like I had mentioned, certain DJs.
I thought you were leaving that.
No, I'm not. I got to come back. Fuck that. I'm coming back on that. We're gonna keep the podcast real.
Oh man, you sure?
Our celebrity, how we treat celebrities, it allows them access into things that they would not normally would have to work for, but for a celebrity. Like if I say, you know, Barack Obama is spinning. Oh man, we're gonna have him come down to the gig. Well, no, he just plugged the shit in and just kind of learning how to start the first beat. But no, everybody's coming down to the man. Barack is on the ones and twos, man.
Can't wait.
And everybody in the crowd. Spinner coming down, he's in the crowd. And the DJs
And
standing
meanwhile,
around.
we've been practicing for years, decades.
Meanwhile, you've been at it fluently for decades, and so that fact, and I'm over getting just angry. I'm kind of accepting of how things are because you can't change reality. It is what it is. But I accept the things that I don't like. You know what I mean? I accept the fact that certain DJs or certain producers, they have a brand, and that brand is big and that brand is powerful, and they've worked their lives to achieve their brand. They get to come in and have people more interested in what they're doing, although me and I know a lot of other people can do it 10 times better. You know what I mean? That I respect that because I did not devote my life to DJing. I did not devote my life to producing.
Yep.
I did not devote my life to getting on planes and traveling
But
and
if you
sitting in
did,
hotels.
how would you feel?
That'd be more frustrating. It'd be more frustrating had I done that.
And you're frustrated with it
Yeah,
now.
I'm frustrated with it now. Yeah, for sure. But anyway, Tony, you had a point you wanted to make.
Oh, my other point was doing this album, the Andre 3000 album, is one of the most brilliant things that you could have ever done. Because if he didn't want to rap, but he still wanted to put some music out, he can put this music out that's palatable to everyone. It's going to be played in spas. And another thing that's going to happen is producers are going to sample this album.
Yeah.
He's going to make money from this album hand over fist for the rest of his life.
But are you going to sample it just because it's Andre 3000? Why aren't you
Exactly.
sampling Hubert Laws?
I do that too.
Okay.
I've already sampled the track from Andre's album.
That's what I heard. Like that was one of the first pros, so to speak, that I heard about the album. Like I was listening to other producers. I don't even remember their names, but people were like, "Hey man, I'm sampling." Like my first thought is
producer challenges popped off as soon as the album dropped. Yeah,
that's interesting. I hadn't because I don't produce like that. I don't think that way. But I thought that was interesting to say, oh yeah, this album wasn't that great, or this album wasn't what we thought it was supposed to be or going. And that was the other thing too. I think a lot of people got disappointed because they thought he was like joking. Like it was a prank. It was a prank. Oh no, I'm really putting a flute album out. They like, yeah, okay. When you go spit over it though. And people were like, wait, track 3, track 5?
Well, I hope
For
nobody got tricked at that point.
I realize
There's a disclaimer on the album cover from what I understand.
I suffer from human jealousy. I'm about to put myself on blast. In 2024, I'm putting myself on blast. I'm a hater. I'm jealous. I have resentments. I wish you the worst. I wish you failure in your bullshit.
Wow.
Because I'm jealous that.
Oh, man.
Can you imagine you're so dope, you could be silent for 17 years, right? Over almost 2 fucking decades. Come out with what some would say is some straight bullshit and outsell fucking everybody. Can you imagine you can't spin, Doug? You can't spin. The beats is knocking each other in the head. Horses all over. You can't blend for nothing. And you are booked overseas in every country.
Yes.
And collecting
I
money.
can. And here's how I know that I can imagine that. People still go see Lauryn Hill.
That's another damn show too. Let's talk about Lauryn Hill.
You struck a nerve.
That's horrible. I guess let's talk about that because we're on that's Lauryn Hill.
Unlike I'm here to defend Lauryn Hill.
Am I
I'll die on that Lauryn Hill.
You gonna die? Okay,
Yes.
go ahead.
Let's crucify this dude because he's ready to die.
I'm ready. I got nail and hammer.
You have the
Nail and hammer.
nerve to say you should be lucky
Yes.
that I'm here.
Yes. Absolutely.
Motherfucker, ain't nobody lucky to spend their hard-earned money to pay you. You eat off of what we pay you.
One album.
Imagine I come in the courtroom telling my clients,
Come on, Tone.
you
Tone.
lucky
Hold
I'm
on,
here.
hold on, Steve. 2 albums, Tone? Mm-hmm. No, bro. 1 album.
No.
She tours off of 1 album.
Miseducation.
Yeah. And then that Unplugged.
The Score.
Stop it. You into the Score because you a deep head. Ain't no motherfucking...
1 album.
The Score,
yeah.
Bro.
It's legitimate.
It sold over 10 million copies. That
Bro,
shit is diamond.
1 album.
1 album.
The best female rapper ever.
What?
Lauryn Hill.
We got so many shows within a show.
Ooh, Lordy B, the funk's on me.
You can't be late for your shows. That's disrespectful.
No, you can't. 3 hours? 3 hours?
If it's not disrespectful, you should emulate her example. I dare you to be late for work. I dare you to be late for your gigs the way she's late.
Am I Lauryn Hill? Did I put out one of the greatest albums ever? I can't do that.
It's not that great, though. That's the thing.
That's not true.
Johnny Cochran is one of the greatest lawyers ever. He's on time for court. We weren't watching in the OJ trial, watching him to show up. Is Johnny gonna be here yet? He's at the table with the rest of the lawyers. That's bullshit. That's complete garbage. It's disrespectful.
So, Tone, I know
What's
you.
a little
I know
disrespect between friends.
I would throw.
Wait, so
I would throw
no,
tomatoes at Lauryn Hill.
No, listen. I'm glad you said that because have you seen the Robert Glasper interview where he talks about
Yes,
her?
and it was hilarious.
Oh man,
It was hilarious.
he was eating the
He
beef
tore her
patty.
ass up.
So
I'm still Team Lauryn Hill.
let's hear
And I love
why
Robert
you are
Glasper,
still
too.
why you are still
Because she is so fucking good.
She ain't that hot. I'm sorry.
what is she good enough to be 2-3 consistently now?
Have I gone to see Lauryn Hill? No.
Because you already
I know
know.
what the deal is. These other people that go, they know what the deal is too. They still go. That's stupidity. She's still great though. It is still an honor to see her.
Okay, it's a concert tonight. I'm
I'm not
going. It's concert tonight. Stevie Wonder is at one venue and Lauryn Hill is at the next venue. Who you going to see?
Stevie Wonder.
I'm going to see Stevie. Although I will tell
That's
you,
not a fair comparison.
I will tell you, at this point in his career, Stevie is not really singing all of those songs.
No,
He
you
has
can't.
people come out
Yeah.
and sing with him, or
He's
sing
old, man.
for him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's old.
We need to bubble wrap that dude,
Right.
the GOAT. But that's
We all agree there.
yeah. So, but Tone, I gotta ask, man, is she good enough? You said you haven't gone to see her, right? But she's still great. How would you know?
I've seen clips. I got a phone. I'm online. After y'all 2 hours of sitting there waiting for her, y'all film her, y'all put her online, and I see the shit. Thank you.
I went to two.
I
I've
appreciate
seen
all of y'all.
2 legendary artists where the show didn't start on time, and it was worth it. 2 biggest artists probably of all time, Michael Jackson and Prince. The show was scheduled at 7 p.m. and it did not start at 7 p.m. There was a wait. There were some issues at the Prince concert. It was in Detroit at Cobo Hall. And with the Michael Jackson concert, even when it did start, he made us wait on purpose. And then he jumped out on stage and still made us wait because we saw the big moment where he doesn't say anything and everybody's just going fucking nuts. You ain't no fucking Michael Jackson or Prince level where you can make us wait intentionally or unintentionally, and we're just so in awe of your presence
But
and
that's
your songs.
not what Tone says.
This is sexism.
Wait,
Oh boy.
and she
I was
ain't
fucking
that
with
big.
y'all.
She ain't that
I was
big.
trying to get
She ain't
around
big.
that.
Lauryn
Nah.
Hill.
It's not that. I think she's really good.
Okay.
I do. I think she's that good. She's built. That one album was phenomenal. The album before that with the Fugees was really good, and it's mostly because of her. She's a star of the group. We don't disagree on that, right?
No, we don't disagree
Absolutely
on that.
not.
We don't
Okay.
disagree on that.
There's certain people that just made like 1 or 2 albums that are really good and really valuable to the culture, and I think she's one of them.
Okay.
I will never pay to go see her. Though. Never.
I'll take it. And now you, since you conceded
And I
that, we
don't
good.
like people disrespecting her on any level, on any means, because she is a fucking great. That's a whole nother episode, though. Talking
You know
about the
what's a
women
good
rappers.
idea for an episode is we're gonna line up some tunes. We'll have Aaron play them and say go, You know what I mean? Like we get to talk about what he played. Like what does this evoke? Because I'm just thinking, because if he'd have played NWA, I could start talking. If he'd have played Queen Latifah, we could start talking. Like you can start talking off of a subject. Like what did it mean? What did this group mean to the culture, or what did this group mean to hip hop or to jazz or whatever?
So wait. You consider the score a Lauryn Hill album?
No, Fuji's album.
Oh, okay. Because
she's a star.
Well, because when I said one album, you were like, nah, two, the score.
That built her up.
Score.
That built her up.
The way you did that shit.
Did that not build her up though? Did it or didn't it?
Well, I mean, some people might say Sister Act.
My thing
might
is,
say it's Sister
I
Act.
just felt like you don't have the catalog to be late.
I
Motherfucker,
agree.
you ain't got the catalog
I
to be
agree.
late. Come motherfuckers can be late. I'm gonna miss all these albums and then they late. Motherfucker, we gonna miss one goddamn album.
So I want to know how long her shows are.
Let me tell you how I know she don't have a catalog. I know it.
Your Honor, I rest my case.
I can name your 2 albums.
Oh, he went back. Yo, he doubled down.
Hold up, watch this. I got more tunes out than Lauryn Hill.
Oh,
Part-time lawyer. I got more tunes on my Bandcamp than Lauryn Hill got in her fucking catalog.
wow.
That's fucked up.
Wow.
But she at her last concert, she said that they did not let her make another album, or they would not. Something
So,
like that.
there was some-
and I was so
you're right.
confused by that. What the fuck?
That doesn't sound, again, not knowing her and not knowing exactly how the music business works really at all, outside of the little stories I've heard about how the music business isn't for the artist. That an album like that does not sound believable. It doesn't sound believable.
No, it doesn't.
Because the way that album took off and catapulted her, it was a phenomenon, right?
Yeah, it was.
Right? How is it that the label does not want to capitalize on that unless you had something to do with it? And again, I would point back to the Glasper interview where he makes the claim that a lot of the music that was on there, she got credit for. She shouldn't have, and didn't give credit to the folks monetarily.
We should be taping right now because
Are we going back on?
We're rolling.
Oh, we've been
Oh,
rolling. Oh, you got all that?
Okay.
Oh, that's good. We got all that shit. That's good.
we got a certain segment we need
We're
to
gonna,
cut.
that's cool.
Yeah, we do.
We're gonna let them guess though. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, I'm glad we got it because that's authentic shit. Reactions,
It is.
yeah, that's authentic, yeah.
But what I was gonna say in regards to that though, shit, I forgot my point. What were you saying again, Doug?
You forgot your point because you can't justify that bullshit. Well, go ahead.
No, I wasn't trying to.
No, what I was saying is that doesn't sound believable with that
Okay, I
being
remember
that
now.
being that big an album.
Okay. The problem that she foisted on herself, if she did it or if the record label did it, we'll never know.
Of course.
The whole I produced this album. That was the big problem. And that's where her credibility comes into question. But nobody's questioning her pen though.
Okay.
Her pen is phenomenal.
A pen is solid.
Yeah. And yeah, it just didn't make sense to me why she would say that they wouldn't let me make another album.
Yeah, that doesn't
Or, yeah, I just don't get it.
sound
I
right.
think she probably got in her own way. Like, I can't match this. I can't top this. And the people that I worked with before aren't fucking with me no more because of whatever happened. I didn't credit them. So I think that's more along the lines of what really happened. Why she's not able to make a proper comeback because that unplugged shit was just,
Yeah.
something she threw out.
That sounds that doesn't sound, it doesn't resonate right when you say something like that. Especially because generally speaking, when something that big happens, you get to write your own ticket the next album.
For real.
And this is where a lot of artists
or they'll push you in the studio.
Yeah, they
make something.
But they get themselves in trouble with that sophomore album because they figure, oh, that first album was so successful, and they gave me the reins, and I had no idea what to do with it. I screwed it up. I fucked it up. Now I'm part of. I'm in the churning of the music business. Now I got to do what they tell me. Music Soul Child talked about that.
Yeah.
He talked about how...
Man, that blew me away too. Cause I just don't understand, because he was talking about how most of his catalog, like all of the hits, he doesn't like any of them.
No, he regrets. He's when I
don't get it.
He did an interview with Questlove.
Yeah.
And which is the interesting thing about that, if you've never listened to a Questlove interview, Questlove tends to dominate with all these qualifiers when he's asking questions. And almost at the outset, Music said, do y'all want to hear the story? Because if y'all want to hear the story, I'm going to tell you. And whenever they try to interrupt him, he'd be like, nope, y'all said y'all want to hear the story. He would literally say, y'all said y'all want to hear the story. I'm going to tell you the story. He has regrets because he didn't want to be Music Soul Child, neo soul artist. But he admitted, because one of the hosts of the show was Fonte. Did you hear when Fonte asked him? He was like, because apparently him and Fonte had like a little like internet skirmish. Because Fonte basically was like, he came up with a project. Music came up with a project. And he was like, it wasn't very good. And he said it like on his Twitter or whatever.
Oh, you're talking about the Hustle Project.
I think so. I think that's what it was. And he said, how did you feel? He said, man, I was upset with you about that. We've worked that out since. He was like, but you were right. He said, you know what it's like when your kids ask you for something. They keep asking you, and you keep telling them, no, you're not ready. And then finally you give it to them, and they like, what do I do with this? He was like, that's what happened to me.
Wow.
He was like, they let me run the show, and I didn't know what I was doing.
Wow.
And the product reflects that.
Wow.
But he does not like his most
of his catalog.
Yeah, he performs them because they bring him bread. But that dude does not like his
like
I got
all the hits that he's identified with.
But you know what? It's
off.
like that with a lot of artists. I worked with one we'll talk about later, but I work with Bernard Wright. And I'm curious to talk about the hits, and he's not. Because he's so much deeper than Who Do You Love? You know, he's an accomplished jazz pianist. You know what I mean? You're talking about Who Do You Love? Who do you love? Oh, they for sure. Right? It's insulting at some level when they go so much deeper. But I liken it. I always bring it back to DJing. If you ever had a big pop event, we used to spin at big clubs in Pontiac, Michigan.
Yep.
We got known for you playing all the big P. Diddy hits. I'm playing all the big whatever hits at Tonic.
It was
nightclub.
A different time.
But man, it's
we didn't know.
That's another show.
Oh yeah,
that's another show too. But your top 40 crowd rewards you for playing the top 40 hits, right? And so you can have your top 40, you can have your top 50 records, and you could go to the club with those records, and you could just and you'd be great. You'd be the hero. And they're like, Steve, you're so great. We love you, DJ. And oh my God, you're so great. You're so great. You're such a great DJ. You're such a great DJ. I'm like, I haven't played shit that you ain't heard on the radio coming to the club.
Yeah.
I played DMX. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind up in here. Oh, because you're such a great DJ. No, I'm not. I just played that big popular song that you like at the apex of the party, and the dance floor went wild. If you want to see what a good DJ is, damn, you gonna let me get into my... I got a catalog for you. I got some.
Yeah, I got some heat in the crates.
I got some heat in the crates. I can't even give you. You're not even ready for that. You know what I mean? So I get it that these artists, musicians, like a Music Soul Child story, you know, that's why they say, you know, it's the music business versus the music as well, because from a business standpoint, if you're my artist, right? And I like all the stuff you've done and the hip hop shot tone and all the stuff you did, all the Dilla history. Man, I love it. And then you make a flute album. And I'm like telling the sales in the first week was 100,000. You're like, dog, that bullshit. I got something I got something from Frank and Dank, and I got the stuff I used to run. Like, dog, we're gonna do a flute album part 2. We're gonna do a video, and it's almost
in
platinum.
in the laundromat.
In the laundromat, dude. It's like commerce drives decisions. Commerce drives a lot, right? My real job, I'm a criminal defense attorney. There's some other law that I've wanted to get into, right? There's some other cool areas that I think are really interesting, right? But that criminal paycheck, woo.
So
damn.
There's a young lady that I'm acquainted with that told me this. Capitalism dictates behavior.
Shit. Doug.
I told her I was going to steal it. I told her I was going to steal it.
That's beautiful.
Capitalism dictates behavior.
And you want to separate yourself. You want to say, no, I'm not driven by the money. No, I'm going to stay true to the whatever. No, I'm an artist. No, I'm this. No, this is a cause that I want. And that's money. Money impacts everything. People told me, somebody said this on my wall. You don't need money for happiness. And I said, yes, bullshit. I said, bullshit. I said, let's see how far you want to go. Without money, you can't even make that post. Money to pay your internet connection.
Yeah.
Right? Money to open up the cell phone you got to disagree with me. Money for the cell phone bill. The podcast. The microphone right here that costs the person over there running the gas. Do y'all come over here and put gas in your car? The gas to get over here and even have the conversation about the There is nothing that moves without some money somewhere. Mm-hmm. Nothing.
That's right. Absolutely.
Nothing. My friendship with Tone, we got to get on the phone. The cell phone bills must be paid. Money. We can't converse. You coming through? We going to eat money. What?
I think I heard Prince say one time during some live performance. They say money can't bring you happiness, but it sure can help pay for the search.
Yeah. It just
I like that.
It undercuts almost everything. Like,
I get it. It's some old la hippie shit, but
yeah,
you need money.
Yeah. It's man. It's funny because
and everybody wants a piece of it.
Yep. And I say, like, right now, we're all DJs, and we can agree we're not DJing for the money, right? We're DJing for different reasons: the love of the music, the enjoyment, the fun, the feeling you get when you hear a tune you haven't heard before, the challenge of it, excitement, booking, all that type of stuff. That we're not, and we agree, you're not out here searching for paid gigs because you need to keep the lights on, right?
Right.
You didn't say, Steve, I can't come through. I don't have a gig. I don't have no gas in my car, right? But even to do it not for the money requires money.
Yeah.
Even to do it not for the money,
that equipment
requires money.
That's right.
That Serato subscription costs money every month.
Yep.
Me and Doug,
you can't even buy Serato. No. You got to subscribe to that.
Them cords you got to hook up.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
you can't go play in a club without your own equipment.
That's correct.
Nope.
That's correct.
At least not in the spots that I've been to since I've been here. I haven't seen a place with equipment yet.
You can, but sometimes that equipment, they got to tell you, okay, that deck
don't work.
The cue on that deck don't work. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
This tone arm, you got lifted like this.
Right. Yeah. Right.
I got a beef to pick with my brother, Ken Williams.
Oh, man.
Because you start talking about equipment.
A beef to pick.
A beef to pick. A bone to pick.
We should at least get him on the show so he can defend his position.
I'm going to call him out so that he comes on the show because he'll see this. I'm like, dog, I've been trying to get you on, so then he'll be on to defend. It's a funny beef. So when I'm a DJ, I like things to be tight. I like to perform so that I come off the way I want to come off so the audience hears what I have to offer, whether they like it or not. And when I do a gig with busted ass gear, it is the most frustrating thing, especially if it's even a little people. I don't care if it's 5 people in a cafe or 50 people or whatever. But Ken had me come out and play. And when I get on the mixer, the channels don't work properly. And so I'm trying to find a channel that will work and not be just the left side or the right side. And then there was one speaker in the venue. So you don't have left and right. It's just one speaker. And then that one speaker is going to be your monitor and the speaker for the crowd. Ken, I love you. I'm looking directly in the cameras. Be a close-up. I love you, brother. You are a good dude. You are a selector. Your music knowledge, you are generous. As a human being, I like you. As a DJ, I like you. But your mixer is so fucked up. I wanted to bring a mixer. I wanted to drive back home.
Oh, God.
You have your DJs coming out with a busted fucking mixer that doesn't work. And it wasn't just me because I came to an event later.
And the same mixer was
And it was the same mixer there, and I had to help one of the DJs. I'm licking the needle to hope to get the needle right.
Yeah.
And then there's a new DJ that played
We
there.
doing that in COVID?
His name is Aaron. Aaron, the videographer. Aaron, the guy behind the scenes right now, played his first set at this coffee house. He was just playing records. And the sound was fucked up. So this isn't just coming from an old veteran, old washed up 30-year DJ.
Oh, shit.
A brand newbie.
Wait, Aaron, grand opening, grand
This
closing.
grand opening-
You just canceled all his gigs.
Man.
But you know, that's
messed
part
up
of
his gig.
that's part of the struggle though.
Yes.
Learning how to work around equipment, learning how to
Yeah,
fix things
yeah.
if they can be fixed. As a new DJ, that's something that you're gonna have to learn, man.
Yeah.
Good lesson
It
for
comes
Aaron.
from experience.
Good lesson for
Especially when
Aaron.
you're playing on somebody else's stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good lesson for Aaron.
Valuable lessons.
But Ken, I didn't need that lesson.
Right.
So I went through that in the 80s and the 90s. I've been there. And we are old grown post 50-year-old DJs. I have a mixer to give to you so that it'll be right for other DJs. I don't even have to play. I want it to be right. When I go out and I hear tone, or if I go out and I hear anything, I don't want them to have the My God Complex Ken DJ mixer. Now, I bet his home mixer
That's not his real
works
mixer.
right. His home mixer works good.
That's not his real mixer.
But his road mixer, Ken, your road mixer is fucked up.
Needs surgery.
It needs surgery or retirement. You should donate that shit to Aaron because he's a new DJ. Let's donate that bitch. It don't even need to be repaired. And
Sure.
we're going to do, Ken, we're going to do 2 speakers. A left side and a right side. We don't do mono performances like a speaker that
Took
goes
us back
out.
to the Beatles, man.
We ain't doing this mono shit. Ken is gonna clown me when he sees this, but out here it is. If I talk shit, I'm willing to help. I don't just talk shit and I'm not willing to help. I'm saying, and I don't even like loaning my shit out. If you're gonna do this one speaker thing, I will bring the second speaker.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're committing yourself to because he do that shit twice a month. We know your ass don't go nowhere.
Sure don't. In the group chat, he
Ignore all
quiet.
that, Ken. Ignore that
In the
shit.
group chat, he like, you coming out tonight?
I'll bring
Steve, quiet.
You gotta put me on, Ken. Don't let me spin. I'll bring my speaker.
I should have known.
I'm lobbying.
No.
I'm trying to get some gigs.
Oh, man. Great show.
Yeah. All right, we got it.
And another thing about Andre 3000.
All right.
But no, the funniest thing about this is, though, he's on a major label. Did y'all know that?
I didn't know that.
No.
Yeah.
What label?
Epic, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Really? Mm-hmm. Wow.
Well,
That's it. Fun fact for the day.
Wow. Well, they supported it and let him come out with it. So
They put all the money behind this man. He's on
Yeah.
the cover of every magazine.
maybe it's just the people that are a real problem. Maybe it's you black people that don't support him. What's that say about
here we
not-
go.
Maybe it's his people. Maybe, because the man funded it.
Mm-hmm. Got nothing to say. I'm done.
No, but I think I think we agree that it's not going to be the greatest music piece, but we all defend his right to make it.
Absolutely.
I like it. I like what I've heard. But as far as him as a solo flautist, no.
Okay.
Because I don't know what you expected when you heard that he was making a flute album.
For a guy that played the flute for a minute, I wasn't expecting, especially I heard it was like the pan flute, almost like a recorder type joint.
Yeah, because I didn't
it's a
know
little
what he
different.
was doing. I didn't know if he was going to actually like have some Mizell Brothers type production behind him, be playing like
Right, well,
Bobby
that's-
Humphrey or some shit.
See again, this is
So,
perfect.
yeah.
If you like
Yeah.
flute, if you like flautists,
Yeah.
I got some Bobby Humphrey, I got Uno Esther, I got Harlem River Drive, Blacks and Blues, but all that. But
This ain't that.
You know what I like about my people, black folks in particular? We are real good at clowning this shit out of one another. It's so
With
fun.
love. It's
With
like-
love. It's so
like-
fun. I mean,
I
like,
still love Andre 3000.
Oh yeah,
right.
oh yeah.
If you, I guess, and it's just why I think that's why we're so close as a family unit. You know, as black folks in general, because we know how to tear your ass up. It doesn't matter who you are, what you do.
Yeah.
We will bring. I'll be on. Doug will bring me back down to earth on my own Facebook page on my own post. But it's a brother thing, man, as well.
Absolutely.
I love how my people are. I
And
love
if
it.
Steve comes on my page with something crazy, I'm like, all right. That's that brother. That's Steve Crawford, man. That's what you do. You can find me playing online mainly on Twitch, DJ Peanut 15, DJ PNUT 15. Mondays, Wednesdays, Sunday, or Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, I guess is the best way to say it.
You can find me riding around with one speaker in my car begging Ken to let me get on at any Ken My Godplex event. You can find me in tow lobbying for some table time. I'll have a working mixer and one speaker in my truck.
My name is DJ Tony Tone, and I'm the streets. No, I'm playing. You can catch me at a Lauryn Hill concert waiting for 3 hours.
Right. And listening in your earbuds to the Andre 3000
Exactly.
Sauna Spa album.
Yep.
Oh my God.
At Mr. Monotone on the socials at MISTA Monotone. You catch me advertising upcoming gigs, and I normally try to throw an original track behind the posts.
You can find me on IG and right here doing this podcast. I don't have any special monikers at this point. I'll do that later.